No audio, no audio. 1 2 1 2. It says we're live, but we're live. Just dropping our intro here. We are live at the shop. Sky's the limit smoke shop. East Los Angeles, California. I see some people popping in the chat. What's up, y'all? We're just dropping our intro. No audio. We're gonna remix this. We're gonna do an audio track. For this intro, I want to keep this intro. I'm gonna hang out a little bit. Welcome on in. We'll dip into the chat and see who's popping in here. How was the weekend for y'all? We're having a good weekend here on the West Coast. And I'm still trying to figure out the arm thing here. What up? Let's see who's in the chat. Oh, there's Sharon, Juliana, Dragonfly. Welcome on in. Like no virtual background tonight. I just thought I'd do it like this because the virtual background with so we got our phone here now, we got the arm, which I'm figuring out, what's the best place to place it. And I think this is it right here. The other night, I think it was like right here. And the camera was wondering like what's going on because they have it on AI tracking. So every once in a while, when I turn away, the camera will kind of lose and we'll stop tracking, and then I'll have to activate it again. What's poppin', y'all? BMW Rush, what up? We're hanging out at the skate shop. It's a smoke shop also. And it's been a good day so far too. Yesterday was another great day. Starting the day selling a complete skateboard. And that's like hitting a home run here. You sell a complete skateboard, the cat's in the bag. Is it in or out of the bag? Whatever you like. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh yeah, a lot of spraying yesterday, a lot of Skyforks. But I'm not even rocking. I need to get some custom headphones with this headgear here. But I like this one. Here's from Trinidad and Tobago. They wear these a lot. Thank you to Elder Rasta brethren, who actually sells these. But I lost contact with them, and I need to get more. I had them in different colors, black. This is the only one I have left. Brown. I had what other colors did I have? I had several of them. A lot of hats I get in different colors, but at this point, my hair has gotten so long. The locks have gotten so long that this is the best style, most comfortable. It's just crown, turban, wrap it in there with a little style, a little bit of style. Got the neon green. It actually matches with the studio. Yeah, I see some of the like the overlay there, and then some of the gear here. It's got that slime green theme going. Is there Rogers here? So that means the bar and grill is open. Sounding like a robot. Oh wow, you sounding like a robot.
Wow, we were sounding like a robot the whole time. How about that? Thank you, Roger. I'm glad I read that. Hopefully, you were able to. Yeah, that's how it goes down, folks. Hey, it's just a few minutes past 4:20. Come on, give me a break. Sounding a little normal here, and I promise it wasn't wasn't balloons, folks. Let's see, how do we do that one? Yeah, is it like this? Can we get balloons? Come on, camera. Work for us. It's supposed to give us balloons. Does it whenever it wants. Can you give us fireworks? See if it's even working. No, it's not working for us. Camera. Damn it. Great start to the stream. In case you missed What was I talking about? Anyway, fog. I was talking about the headgear. That's funny. We'll have to definitely gonna watch that replay. Am I sounding a little normal now? That's cool because my throat was a little groggy too. So, but I do have some. We're carrying this water here now. Get your Saratoga on. Cheers. All right, I'll keep that nearby just in case we start sounding squirrely again. Anyway, there's Gustavo. Epa, Gustavo. Bienvenidos. Let's see. How do we kick this off? There's some new reports, so I'm excited about that. We're gonna get into that. Anything else? Yeah, the fog. We noticed yesterday they were, and I should have heard myself. That's why the headphones are important. That's what the headphones are for. I would have heard myself as little robot there, but yeah, the fog, sky farts. Definitely, it's happening right now, and it was happening yesterday, and I noticed it. And then all of a sudden, last night we got that thick, super thick fog, and I was like, "Whoa, here we go again." And it's almost about a year, because it was New Year's last year. We talked about that fog situation happened in a lot of places. It seemed like the whole world was covered in fog on New Year's. A lot of places reporting fog and people reporting not feeling well due to the fog. So it was happening, kind of building up towards New Year's too. But New Year's it hit for sure. And in our area, we noticed it. I did a little live stream, and yeah, fog's always weird and creepy. And yeah, so when it happened last night, I was like, here we go again. I don't think it was just because the activity in the sky. I noticed all that. I was like, all right, they're doing that. We're gonna get a change of some sort of weather or something. But along it's not only weather changing, it's you gotta be aware. Notice if you notice any other changes, all the way down to attitudes and stuff like that. But anyway, so I noticed that, and then the fog came in super thick. And yeah, I don't know if you got fog in your area, anyone, but we did here, and I did find something online. We're gonna get into some. Let's see. One's a TikTok, actually. I believe it's Fox News's TikTok. Let's see. Can we play this? Where are you, video? Well, it's not letting me show the video. Darn. Let me show you. Look, it went black. Let's try this again. So I'm gonna head over to that. Let's see if we could reload it. There we go. So dense fog advisory issued by the NWS, National Weather Service for Los Angeles. Notice I added a T at the end of Los. But yeah, look at that. That's over towards Santa Monica, I believe. So more towards the beach, which, the coast gets more that what do they call it? Marine layer and fog. And whoa, I don't know what this is here. And we'll stop sharing there. But yeah, just a sneak peek there of the fog. And we also have live video. Actually, there's a DTLA on YouTube. We can have a quick look while we're talking about this. And they also have their video titled Fog Over Downtown Los Angeles. We'll press play here and catch up. Boom, there it is. Yeah, we definitely been having it like that. And I'm wondering, Sharon, are you talking the fog? Yeah, very dangerous to drive in. Yeah. And even up north when I was in Humboldt, when we were in Humboldt, yeah, we're known for the fog up there, the Humboldt fog. But look at that. You could tell that's not normal. All that stuff Right here, you can see one farting by right now. If you zoom in close, I think the arrow, see it right over the city, and look at that. Oof. And again, this is a view from pretty much where we're at now, kind of a little more towards, I would say, inland slightly. But this is, I'm sure this camera's on the east side of LA. So we're not far away from the view of this camera here. And waiting for the fog, got some wood to bonfire tonight. Yeehaw! Juliana sounds super fun. That's always fun gathering wood and stuff. Yeah, and where yeah, I wonder where, I'm sure you have your spots for sure, but we used to get our wood just off the land, we'd go around, take down some trees, let them season for a year, and there was just stuff, deadfall and stuff like that that we would be able to get to. And then, you know, uh yeah, we had Madrone, some of that baller stuff. I hear that's what the guys up in Wall Street burn. And there's Shelly Montgomery up in the house in La Casa. Welcome on in, Shelly. Sharon, that's why I waited till up in the day when it warmed up to go anywhere, said Roger. Oh my goodness, must be cold out there where Roger's at. Roger's in Kentucky, is he? Where you at, Roger? You're in an undisclosed location, but the bar and grill is open. Yeah, got some sad news yesterday actually, and we won't mention it now. I'm not sure if it hit the internet waves, but we will push on and keep living and keep sharing the good vibes and good times. And glad everyone's here tonight. Can we share some hearts at least? Come on, camera, you gonna throw up some hearts? Must not have it activated somehow. There's always something going on with the stream. All right, so little live view of the old Southland. Yikes. Whole lot going on around there, folks, let me tell you. And let's see, what was it? The last stream we also mentioned we were getting into the fog because there was a whole uh thing recently with the Central Valley being covered in what they were calling radiation fog, and but they made it seem like it's no, nothing to worry about. Just sounds scary, but yeah, I don't know. It sounds creepy to me and scary that they call it radiation fog, but who knows? I don't, I guess it's the scientists reporting back on that. But I'm wondering if this stuff has anything to do with that fog going on up there, that radiation fog. And I would imagine anyone up in that area, we do have friends out there. Yeah, are they noticing any sky happening right before all this is going down in their areas? Hmm. And there's friends with monsters. Welcome on in. What up, Tex? That's not creepy at all. Yup. And y'all hang tight. I got a customer. Give me a second. All right. How about that? All right. Took care of one guy. I'm charging someone's phone. He's like, can I charge my phone? It's a local guy. And I was like, dude, I'm live. But yeah, the other homie just came through from Vegas, moved to Vegas, and it was a surprise to see him. He came through really quick, made it quick. And is that Jared? What's up, Jared? Brother Jared, what's up? Yeah. And so yeah, we're charging someone's phone. Whatever. I guess I'm kind of nice. But yeah, so this fog situation, not sure if y'all getting it out there, but it's about a year later. Here we go again with the fog. So heads up, if you're feeling not too well, might want to stay indoors and not breathe this stuff when it's around. Uh yeah, look, let's check this out. There was I think an article from last year. Stop sharing there. Pop up here. Boom. Yeah, so we're live at the shop, folks. We're on duty. Yes. And streaming at the same time, which is never easy. And here we go. This is Times Now World. And is oh, Fogvid 24 making US and UK residents sick. What we know. And this is from last year, and it was actually this was put out, and it says updated January 1st, 2025. But it was put out the day before. I remember that night we got that thick fog in and everything. So I don't know if it was already had been building up to that point, so they put out the article, but pretty trippy that that article came out right that instant when I feel like everyone noticed it on New Year's. Flat Sixer, what up? Good to see you. And there's Jared. Anyone else I missed? Welcome on in. We're just talking about the fog here really quick. And yeah, we're gonna get into some Bigfoot reports. Why not? Let's get squatchy. There was a this was the article from the other day as well. And again, I don't know. I was buffering on this end. This is the article we had gotten into just the other day about the radiation. And we're getting music. Give me 1 second. There we go. Click out of that. The damn TikTok came back on. Woo! Squirrely stream, y'all, but we're doing it. What's up, Chiro Sound? And I'm solo at the shop, by the way. So all hands on deck, dwarf. Yeah, interesting stuff there. But to get into some squatchy news, you know, I've been reading off reports from the Bigfoot Mapping Project. So I watch it daily. And looking for those green dots. And it looks like we got a couple more. And it almost looks like very much in the same areas we read off the last reports. So some of the last reports, I think there was 5 reports from the Bigfoot Mapping Project. And one of them was up in Canada, very near Calgary. And the green light is still on there. So it looks like a second report from nearby that area is what it's looking like. We'll zoom in. We'll drop the man here in a bit. And then Oregon, Washington, actually. The last reports we were reading from there was one near the Idaho Washington border, and then there was one in the southwest Washington Oregon border, but I believe it was on the Oregon side. And yeah, the Idaho report was on the Idaho side. I think it was what was it? Upper Priest Lake, I think it was. And so we'll drop the man here. Looks like to me that there's new reports, so which is always exciting to me. We'll start here with this Washington one. Yep. That's a new report, and always so many reports coming from this area. It's awesome. And we'll get right into it. Let's see. I don't know if it knocked me off the screen there, but it don't matter because you should be able to hear me. And again, apologies for the squirreliness of the stream, but hey, we're on. We're doing this and we're getting into it. 6:18:03, 1:11 a.m. Yeah. I like how they have that extra little minute. They have the triple 11s. I mean, the triple ones. So you get your 11s there for those that are into the numbers. And no height, no vocalizations. And it says, my parents and I were visiting my grandparents in June 2003 at their home off Highway 101. And if you've been here a while, you know I've talked about my Highway 101 experiences. We've touched on Highway 101 along Humboldt County, reports there. We did an on scene. We checked up on an on scene report off this mapping project in July when I went up north. We stopped in southern Humboldt to check out one of these green dot areas. So it happened right on time. It was a fresh one, and I happened to be on my way, and we made a pit stop. We showed that video. That's in the last video I dropped, long version video that I dropped. And yeah, it was cool to check that out. And I've talked about my experiences from that area because I lived in that particular area and right up the hill from southern Humboldt. And 101 is our main freeway that goes through there. And so a lot of reports through California, through that part of California, and then even on into Oregon, and of course Washington, and into Canada, I'm sure. And so it says Highway 101, Polson Camp Road. Anyone familiar with that? Let us know. North of Aberdeen, Quilcayam, Washington. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Washington has a lot of those awesome names, sometimes difficult to pronounce. And it says also it was an unusual temperature of around 98 degrees. Whoa, that sounds hot. In the middle of the night. Oof, what the heck? I was watching TV around 1 a.m. when I heard a sustained howling scream coming from outside. I turned down the TV and went to open the window and to listen over the neighbor's dogs that also began to acknowledge the call. My mother also happened to be awake and on the computer in the room down the hallway. Knowing that she had spent several years at this house in her youth, I had hopes that she would be able to listen to the call and help identify what I had heard. Whoa. Vocalizations there. And holy cow, there's some definite additional comments here. So anyone interested in the additional comments? And there's some mention of BFRO there. Let's get into it. I'm going to attempt it. After I brought her to open the window, she listened and said, "What? The dogs?" I told her, No, it's past the dogs. And at the time, it started its routine again. I'm going to turn down the volume here a little bit on the shop TV. It would start its call with a scream that would sustain into a howl. The howl did not resemble a wolf or a coyote that usually lands on a tone that declines as it pushes it out of its lungs. So he's describing canines, how they vocalize. It did not yip or bark. Instead, the howl we heard was deep and included a bit of a warble, like it was trying to include multiple close tones with this sustained vibrato. Vibrato. Yeah, okay. I would then end, it would then end abruptly about 12 or 15, 25 seconds of continuous call. My mother was not able to explain or identify the call. Wide eyed, she looked at me after the second call we heard together and said, "Let's close the windows tonight." Yeah, good idea. It also says, additional second comment. The next morning, we explained our experience to my father and my grandparents. We researched all the local animals for calls that would resemble what we heard. We expanded our search to include non local animals and even animals that are not native to North America. After a while of unsuccessful matches, my dad suggested we look into the BFRO to see if we could find a description of a Sasquatch call that would resemble what we heard. At the time, the BFRO website actually opened with a soundbite of a Sasquatch scream howl. And we have something here. Let's see. There we go. My mom and I went white. Whoa. What color were you before that? We looked at each other and agreed that the soundbite on the BFRO page was closest to what we heard. And I'm so glad we read that. It was a little intimidating with the amount of information there, but we made it through. All right, I heard some coyotes last night. Right on. I haven't seen our local coyote. We have them here too. There's been quite a bit of footage that I've been seeing from coyotes being all the way downtown. It was hunting a squirrel or something like that. It was hilarious. I think I shared that. Might have been an Instagram. But yeah, Washington State there, folks. Never lets us down. And yeah, we're gonna check on over on the other side of the border here. As you can see, there is a blue dot, and that's the report I believe we read on the previous live stream. And so there is a new report very nearby. So I don't, who knows? Maybe it inspired someone. Hopefully it's not hopefully it's a good report. Hopefully it's not a bogus one. Because it is funny when we read those. But yeah, maybe it inspired. It looks like right over this is that a mountain range there? Looks like possibly, or yeah, it looks like a mountain range. Let's get to it. Very near Calgary and the border, U.S. border to Washington. Or no, more on the Idaho side. Look at that. The divider lines right there. So not too far above from that Idaho report, somewhat in that area. I'm going to go ahead and click this. And it says 4/11/08, 12:30 p.m. A 9-footer male. And it says, all right. I wanted to take a look. All right. It's a decent one. I was driving home from my girlfriend's house in Sparwood Lake. at night, or late at night, sorry. I just started into one of the last sharp corners. We were talking about those bends coming into Elkford. The Sasquatch came out of front of my truck, came out in front of my truck, playing chicken, huh? With my only two strides, with only two strides, computer's a little far away. It crossed the road and ran up the bank with extreme speed. At the top of the hill, it turned around holding on to the tree as if it was catching its breath. It stood there watching me sit still in my pickup. I turned and reached for my cell phone to take a picture. Good man. But by the time I looked to my passenger seat and turned back, it had vanished into thin air. Wow. Dark brown. So, excuse the reading there. So I wonder, did it really like just poof, go away? Or did it just take off running again? Sounded like he was out of breath. And I have someone outside of the shop here that I need to keep an eye on. Heads up. Sharing some comments right away here. What are y'all talking about? All right, second report there off the Bigfoot mapping project. And I think that's it for this particular database, which I love more and more. Look at all those blue dots. If you're interested in hearing some more reports, I did do better reading on those. Check out the last live stream on the channel here. And stop sharing there. Hop over here. And again, keeping an eye out. Gotta watch my side here. Y'all watch my back. See a Hunter. We got a few people. We got a Hunter and so we're gonna head over to the speaking of the BFRO. Might as well check them out. And they're usually second in line when we do these Bigfoot reports. Give me 1 second. All right. That was quick. Let's see here. Where is the BFRO? Kind of threw me off there. Let me tell you, it's not easy streaming and running the shop. And here we are. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Drop this right into the page we wanted. There it is. Let's see. So reports posted since December 1st, 2025. And we have a Cali report. So that's exciting. I get it. You know, we're in California here. So anything in California, I get extra excited. Or if I'm in Oregon and I dive into the Oregon reports, and the closer they are to me, the more exciting they are. Right? Is that how you get? I don't know. I geek out with it. But we did get into this Washington Mason County report as well. So we got into that. And let's get into this 2003, August of 2003, California, Placer County. I don't know Placer County very well, but I do believe it's in the Sierras. So a lot of reports coming from the Sierras. And it says Class B sighting, or Class B encounter, should I say. Camping kayakers report rock throwing harassment. Oof. on North Fork of American River. So the year 2003, and this is report 79558, submitted by witness Mike. Is it Mike Casey? Is that you, brother Mike Casey? I might know who this is. Wow. So on Friday, December 12th, 2025, camping kayakers, like we said earlier, State California, Placer County, GPS coordinates available there. Nearest town is Colfax. And observed, my son and I, we've been getting a lot of these parents and their kids reports. And some of these kids could be grown, or they could be young. But we're getting a lot of reports with parents and their kids. So interesting here. Theme happening. My son and I were camped at Pickering Bar on the North Fork of the American River on August 21st, 2003. We were eating supper after dark on the gravel bar when a boulder of perhaps 15 pounds came flying through the air. Watch out, duck, from the direction of the woods and landed in the sand next to us, only about 5 feet from us. It came with such velocity, it left a large crater in the sand. Whoa. And we heard it coming through the air before it hit. We shined our flashlights where it came from and saw nothing. The gravel bar was about 150 feet wide with no brush or trees, and whatever threw it had to have thrown it from the trees, which were at least miles of the river, huh? So hold on, I skipped that. Which were at least 150 feet away. No human could have thrown a boulder that size, that far. We had floated 15 miles of the river and had not seen another person. Pickering Bar is remote and about halfway on our float. Also noticed, let's see, very inclement weather. It says lull in at around 8 p.m. Incident happened, then weather really let loose for the rest of the night. So weather note there, interesting. Luckily, no one went missing. And saying what's up to someone outside here. Other stories, yes, on this particular gravel bar. Interesting. So some other activity there. Time and conditions happened around 8 p.m. Weather was thunder, lightning, and wind. Environment in the River Canyon, forested, wide gravel bar, and a follow-up investigation report by BFRO investigator Matthew Cha-ching Moneymaker. Yeah. So you can check out the follow-up there. Let's see if there's any mappage. Oh, there's just a picture of Matt, some contact links there. Awesome. So fresh new report submitted there. Bit of a throwback. We don't mind the throwbacks. Not too far of a throwback. And no, they did not throw back the rock. It was a 15-pounder. Jeez. What's Jared saying? Beautiful country. I've been there once. Where's that? Placer County? Look at this. I'm busting out of the seams here. Anyone could make these? Let me know. I might need one made if I can't find the brethren. BD, tell me you didn't. Let's see. Why is he leaving again? Because I'm running the shop, Shelly. Is that what you're asking? Why I take off? I got to tend to customers, and we are charging someone's phone. Yeah, we're being nice. I could have been like, "Yo, get the out of here with that. I ain't charging no phone. It's all good. We're doing a favor. We're being of service. Yes, absolutely. Like the doc would say. I went missing twice, says Jared. I was found the second time. The first, guess it doesn't matter. Confusion is reality. Yes, sir. And I'm glad they found you, Jared, because we all love you here. And or else you wouldn't be in the chat. That'd be a bummer. So yeah, some new reports there. We gotta. So I want to get more familiar with the Bigfoot Society map, and here it is. And there's a string there. You know, the reports are all over the place, so I can't really tell. I haven't figured out yet which ones are the freshest ones, but there's a string of them here. And I see off the bat, we were talking about Humboldt. I always talk about Humboldt County. Much love, Juliana. Farm thugging for life. And there's Bro pulling up. We have one out of Arcata, California, which is very interesting. What up? And boom. Bro's here. So I thought we'd get into this one because this Arcata, that's where Humboldt State. It used to be Humboldt State, but now it's what Humboldt Poly is. Basically its town, right on the coast. But then again, a little north of Arcata is where I had my second sighting, just leaving the town of Trinidad. So that's just what, maybe like 12 to 15 miles north of Arcata, I would say. And in Arcata, just to put it into perspective a little bit more, like I said, it's on the coast, but from Arcata, what's up? Got my niece here too. You could go inland into the town, the Squatchy town of Willow Creek. What's up, fam? And yeah, well, they won't be able to see you right now. I'm reading a map. Yeah. So we'll get into this Arcata report and see what's going on there. All right. It's a short and sweet one. And we got Arcata, California, north of Clam Beach. So if y'all were with me years back, you know, we used to explore a lot of the beaches up in the north coast there. And Clam Beach was definitely on the list there. And yeah, this is going to be funny. Witness states footsteps circle his VW bus, of course, in freezing rain around 12:30 a.m. while his dog reacted aggressively. October 25th, year not specified, episode 884 over on Bigfoot Society. So check that out if you're interested. And I could tell you a whole lot more from this area. My brother and his family that just came in, we've camped out up in that area, and we were in my VW bus at the time. Some of you know I used to have a 73 VW bus that I used to drive from LA all the way up to these areas up here. And it's the vehicle to have. Let me tell you something about Northern California and VWs, especially the buses. It's a thing up here. And you find them out here too, still in SoCal. Every I think once a month they do out here in Pomona a gathering of like VW people that sell parts, that show off their vehicles and all that. It's like a flea market for that stuff. But never been, and I hope to have a VW bus back in my possession eventually at some point again. So yeah, what's up, Jason Finch? Aloha. Welcome on in. We're reading off some reports here. So cool. Got one off of Bigfoot Society there. Salute to Jeremiah. Keep up the good work over there. And how many years have we been together? Let's see. Jared, how long has it been? Over 7, I think, right? At least 7 years. That's right. Get your Pac-Man on. What are you playing, Pac-Man? What are you playing, Pac-Man? Oh, Galaga. Yeah, of course. Jason absolutely loved the old Volkswagens, cars, buses, Vanagons. Yeah, even the Westphalias. At first, I didn't like the Westphalias. As we say, what up to Mad Paximus, Rad Paximus. Cheers to you, brother. Much love. Always good to see you, man. And thank you for coming through and hanging out. Let's see what else we got. Let's see here. Let's see, we might have some more reports. Oh, yeah. So I did want to get into this how to hunt. Some of you follow Steve Isdall, I'm sure. And he recently posted a video today, and it was about, he's usually reading off emails that get sent into him. And he was reading an encounter report out of, and it started off, I think it was like Bigfoot or Sasquatches in LA. It was like a question. And it was very interesting because it was out of Altadena, right here, right in the foothills. And we talk about Altadena, Pasadena a whole lot. I bring it up a lot, it being a spooky, haunted place. We were just out there checking out a haunted theater the other night. The outside of it was a brief live stream. And so, yeah, it was interesting to hear that report because we've touched on other reports like the one out of Haunted Forest, Pasadena, or Altadena, also California, the neighboring cities. And that's where one of the major fires hit, coming on about a year, almost a year now. And so, yeah, a lot of that area has been affected. There, we shared that huge bear that was living under that guy's house, and probably due to the fires. But those bears always come down to the foothills and get into the pools and all that, and get into the garbage. It's, I think it's pretty fun to watch. But yeah, you got to be careful for sure. And with the bears come the cats, and I would imagine if we have all that activity going on, there's got to be some squatchy activity as well. So yeah, it was super cool to hear that. So howtohunt.com, let's see, or yeah, how to hunt on YouTube. Right quick. We also been checking out yes, there he is. Yeah, look who I had here, ready to jam out with the, I got the turntables here ready to go. Sasquatch, ready to go at any time. Actually, I should have been pulling them up when the customers were coming through. All right, later, Sasquatch. We're gonna get into let's see, Steve Isdall. I know some of you are fans and some of you aren't, but this is the video here. And I don't know how my audio's been doing when I play videos, but one of the last times it was doing a lot of the echoing. And so I don't know, I could try and give it a shot and listen, but I know a lot of you watch, so you probably already seen this. But I could give you the timestamps. And so if you go to I have it at minute 30 is when he begins to read from this area. We were touching on Mount Baldy, which is a little further south, a different chain of mountains. But we talk about how they've been, how these mountains connect, and how some of these creatures could be traveling around these mountains. PCT, yeah, Pacific Crest Trail might be their highway, zip all up and down from Mexico to Canada. But yeah, check that out. And And I could also bring up, let's see, I did have the report. So this is from uh, Bigfoot Encounters website, and we had read this before, so I won't read it again. But this is the Haunted Forest report, which is out of Altadena, Pasadena. Same mountains where this person submitted his report to Steve to. Same area. And again, it reminds me of the thermal footage we got last year up in deeper in these mountains. And if you're not familiar, check out the channel. Scroll down in the videos. You'll see a couple videos from last year, and they'll be saying something about Angeles Forest and something about thermal on there. Maybe someone will put it up in the chat if they got the hot links, but no pressure there. But yeah, just interesting that a lot is I'm starting to hear more, and this is what I do this for, to try and get more information from these areas. We've heard from other people as well. I also got feedback from someone from the area we got the thermal footage from, and saying that he's heard some vocals there and seen some other stuff. Never responded back. He said he'd be willing to go up there with me. I responded back, but didn't hear back from him yet. So it would be cool to hear back from him and get some of those details of his experiences up that way. But yeah, I do believe they're in this area, and I'm not sure how fresh that Steve report is. If it's from this year, I have to re-listen to it and get more of those details. But yeah, hopefully here soon. And we've been going up into the mountains here. We've been doing the pullout. We don't go too far up, but there's a particular pullout we go to, and we've been using, the thermal and the night vision and just feeling things out and checking things out there. And yeah, I've been testing out the live stream. So hopefully we could do some more live streams from up that way. And again, this is from Bigfoot Encounters. And Bigfoot Encounters has we still haven't done too many reports from their website, but they have a section here where it's just all Cali Bigfoot sightings list. It's called all Cali reports there. And so that's good. That'll give us plenty of stuff to touch on in the future. And what else do we got? One second. Trying to see there's anything else I'm missing along that whole Altadena Pasadena trip. And they call it haunted forest because there's it's called the Cobb Estate. And we've gone there a lot, done live streams from there. Live stream service is a little sketchy, but if you sit in one spot, you're able to get service. But it's called the Cobb Estate, and you can look it up. I've recommended it before for those that are into the paranormal, and it's a known spot here in SoCal. I've heard about it from when I was in school, elementary. I think it was elementary school. But the Masons of Pasadena had owned it for a while. The Marx brothers, the Wright brothers, yeah, the guys who made the planes, owned it for a while. Who else owned it? I think it might have been sold into some other hands that I can't remember off the bat. But those were some of the highlights. I mean, come on. Not to mention the Cobb family, and there was tragedy that happened when they were living there. There's always, all that's left is like not even the foundation. It's kind of like parts of the foundation, and there was a mansion there. And yeah, you could dig more on that online. I think we've touched on it before, done some live streams, doing a little deeper dive into that property. But yeah, it's a trail, and I believe it's closed now due to the fire. Would be good to go check. When I check online, it does say closed. So yeah, what up, Woo Reezy? Brown Dreezy got some supreme neck muscles. Let's see, toting about 25 pounds of hair, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Not quite 25, maybe 5 at this point. There was several years back where we did weigh it. We were at we're at a location where they had a scale, and they're like, "Bro, weigh your locks," and they did. It was a little over 2 pounds. So that was maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5. No, it's got to be more. 5, 6, maybe. Time's going so fast. It's wild. I can't even keep up. Is it like that for y'all? Let me know in the chat. Chiro sounds. How are you feeling today, Chi? Monday, I'm gonna connect with you. So have your phone on, and I'll try sending I could send a message tonight as well, just to give you a heads up. But Monday, I'll be doing some things. I'll be off, so I'll be able to run around and run errands. And again, much love to you and Gerald. Y'all know why. And much love to Robin M as well. I don't know if she got my message. I have not seen her. But Robin M. Gotcha. Thank you so much. Yeah, time warp. For real, right? Mandela effects and all. All right. Ooh, my brother's sounding under the weather. Let's see here. So might as well pull up see if we could put it up on the map right quick. Let's see. Altadena. Altadena, California. Can you drop the man for us? Here we go. And as you can see,